Tutor Tea Break. This week we've got a lovely topic, and we're going to be thinking all about those students who might be described as a difficult student or someone that has challenging behaviour, and how do we handle it when they just won't engage. And I think, we've all been there, haven't we? And it doesn't matter how much experience we have, where our experience is. You can think you've seen every scenario, and then you get that one student who just, no matter what you do, they will not engage with you. Those barriers are up, and whether it's that they're shut down completely, they're not talking, they're maybe, acting out in a way, you're not able to have that communication with them. Or whether it's, there's other children who would just divert and change the subject. They're not engaging with what you're doing. They're talking, they're communicating loads. But they're talking about everything other than this comprehension text that you're trying to work together. And as I said, I think we've all been there, haven't we? We've all had those really, they feel like tough moments, and I think they're the moments where you question yourself as a tutor as well. You think, I've done everything, what more could I do? And I think one thing from the start that's important to remember is there isn't always something else you can do. And I know we've referenced it in previous episodes. The tuition industry is so big and so broad, and sometimes the best thing you can do for that child, for that family, is actually accept that you might not be the right tutor for them. And I just want to start by saying, if you have made that decision with any students that you've worked with, or if it's a decision you're thinking of making, please don't think that you're wrong to do that. You're not letting them down. You're not, you're not giving up on them, but actually you're supporting them to find someone who might work better with them. Then that might be the best way that you can support that family. But in lots of occasions, there are lots of things you can do, and great ways that you can engage them. So I think, that is a last resort oftentimes. But sometimes you'll also have a family where straight away you think, actually, we're not going to work very well together because my style is this and you need this. But I know another great tutor works so well with you, and it's having that, that honest and open communication, isn't it?
And it saves you, both of you, so much heartache, if you try and force it to kind of work, and it can feel, so like you say, Beth, if you can make that recommendation to someone, that's so much better. But the whole topic's a really interesting one, and kind of the idea of a difficult student, it happens to everybody, but often that behaviour, being able to understand maybe where it's coming from and things like that. I know, like we've said it before, and anyone who's education adjacent will have probably heard the whole term of, behaviour is communication, but it is so true. And understanding where that, like how you gave the example of talking about everything else bar that comprehension. It's probably because they think, I'm terrified to start that comprehension. I don't like it. They'll probably have a negative opinion about themselves, that they're rubbish or whatever. But you just sort of have to really slowly kind of bring them back. And maybe then you have to reevaluate your session and think, well, maybe showing them the comprehension is too much. Maybe we need to talk about a story. And then from that story, we'll look at a sentence and build it from there. But what would you say, Beth? What would you say?
I agree. And I think it's all about those relationships as well, isn't it? Those connections that you have. And the more you get to know the student, the more you know what is going to work for them. But again, I think it's important that you could have an amazing relationship. You could have been having a run of really great sessions as well. And then you get to one where they're back again, shut down, or talking about everything else, and they're not engaging with you. And again, that's not anything you've done. It might be that they've had a really tough day at school, or, if a child where routine's really important to them, they've they've come home from school and something's different at home. You know, the kitchen's been decorated and it doesn't look as they expected it to. And that can really throw off some children, some adults as well. But it's, you know, there's sometimes factors outside of you and your tuition that might be impacting their sessions. So again, I said it earlier, but I think having that open and clear communication is really important, because by doing so, you know, parents might say to you, oh, they've not had a very good day at school today, so I don't know how they're going to be in their session. And often they end up being the best sessions, because it's the ones you go into with the least expectation. You think, okay, they've not had a very good day. So, you know, my session plan is going out the window. I'm going to take their lead. And they might open up and you might get something amazing done that you'd never planned. But I think being flexible, you know, trying different things, but going at their pace as well. And if they're not quite ready to open up yet, that's absolutely fine. I think, you know, if you set those expectations with the parent and the carers from the start as well, that it might be the first time you go around to their house to work with them, you stand outside, you don't even go in, you're not in that space. You know, and then next time they might be comfortable to open the door to you or let you in and show you around and let you become part of their world as well. You know, and I think taking that time, not rushing anything, but really, as you said, looking at that behaviour as communication, picking up on those things, building the relationship and getting to know them and their family. And it's important in all tuition, but I think especially with those students, having that honest and open conversation and dialogue, not just between you and the parents, but you and the child as well. And knowing, you know, everybody knows we're on the same page. And in some situations, maybe the school too, because that's when real magic happens, isn't it? When everyone's able to work together with the best interest of that student right at the core of it.
Definitely so. And I think just to kind of echo what you've said, you know, with that session after like a bulk of really like progressive ones, you sort of come back. I think sometimes children and young people, they have had something that's been a bit of a wobble, or it can kind of hit them that they've built this relationship with you. They might do something to almost to kind of see what your response might be, even if they've kind of started to trust you, and especially if they've had negative experiences with, you know, education adjacent folk before. But just being able to show them that you will consistently be yourself, you know, is such a milestone. So I think to anyone who's listening, if you have had a kind of like, gosh, that was such an out of the blue, like so out of character for them, it might be that they're trying just to test those boundaries and see that, oh, you know, okay, maybe we won't kind of move all of our stuff onto the floor, or, you know, if they've acted out or they've not responded to you, but I'm still me, and this is how I will be with you. Because it can actually be a little way of them just like testing for them to go, oh no, they're still gonna be here, they're still gonna come back, they're gonna do this. So yeah, all the ups and downs.
You've created that safe space, haven't you? You've become part of their safe space. And sometimes that means that you do see those, you know, more challenging behaviours because they feel safe and they feel comfortable around you. So I think our key takeaways for this session is, you know, if a student just won't engage, don't take it personally. It doesn't always mean it's you. And sometimes, even if you're not right for them, that's also not that it's you. You know, it's you've got your own style and so have they. But I think the most important message is do what's right for the family and for that student. And actually, through building that relationship with them, having that open and honest communication, that's where you can make the magic happen. And that's where you can have that huge impact on that student's life.